we've made a lot of advances in sort of cloud-based data. And I think it's astounding to me to see what's happened. Client data is in the cloud. Media partner data is in the cloud. And so the enablers are there. And I think that's a big piece. And I think some of the things that are speeding this up is, in the olden days, we could rely on cookies and other kinds of identifiers. Those things are becoming less and less relevant by the day. So what we're seeing today is addressability is extremely important. And when you think about addressability, it's those companies that have a direct relationship with the consumer and know their address, physical address, maybe carry their phones, maybe carry their shopping and other habits and things are being delivered to their houses. So having that data set that's durable to be able to connect it to the actual ad impressions and then to buy impressions that in fact are linked to households, more critical than ever. And what I always sort of say in our industry is I think we conflate sometimes things being digital with things being, measurable. And those two things don't always go together. So, what my call to other peers in our industry is really think about household addressability because it's the stitching that makes it all work.
So how are you incorporating addressable TV and strategies over there at PMG for your clients?
Well, so look, addressability has become a huge part of our playbook. And, one is, we are a native digital, advertising firm. And when my firm was acquired by PMG, we had a lot of TV capabilities that were, quote unquote, converged. So we were doing linear as well as CTV and other things. And so when you think about where PMG's position this is, we have a distinctly digital view on it. We believe a lot of consumption has gone digital. But more importantly, what we want to do is take the best of, certainly the high quality linear content, high quality linear delivery, less cluttered environments in many cases. But we want to be able to stitch that across natively digital things, as well as things that people still watch, sports, news, you name it. So being able to bring those things across. And so we have built a really strong practice. And for our clients, Andy, the biggest thing is there's a from-to strategy going on. What we saw is a lot of clients who were clinging to kind of old school linear programs were just missing audiences, not missing by little, missing by a lot. And so what we believe we can do is when a client comes in the door and they give us a budget, we believe we can take that budget and demonstrate how that budget could be deployed more effectively and with better measurement. And what we've seen across many clients is we'll get 50, 60, 70% increase in effective reach versus traditional, non-addressable plans. That has a meaningful impact to outcomes.
Tell us about sort of if you had a magic wand, what would you like to change to make this addressability vision solution more practical, more widely used?
Well, I think it starts with the insights phase. And I think that's the biggest piece. I think we can help clients understand their customers as well or better than they can. And I think that's really important. And I think that's a big piece of it. And then the second piece of that is really understanding the opportunities. And this is where addressability is amazing. So let's take a QSR, for example. We know who the loyal is to who go to that QSR. We also know potentially customers who are in the category. So some of it is understanding the size of the prize, understanding who and where and when you need to reach them. And addressability solves that. It's not just simply a swag. We now know where the opportunities are. And the reason this is important for addressable media is now we can put media in the places where it matters most, to the people it matters most, and most importantly, in the places that you can really grow the business. I've never had a client come to me and say, please don't make the cash register sing. So I think it's a misnomer that you have performance or brand. It all serves the same master, which is driving results. Some categories naturally drive more consumption of a product or a service through awareness, through broader awareness vehicles or through things like TV. And look, I don't have a client today that isn't interested in measuring performance. I think the thing I'm frustrated with a little bit in today's marketplace is we confuse efficiency with effectiveness. And that's a huge sticking point. Cheap impressions splattered all over, every day part, on random programming, gets fed into a model. The model says it's good. I think that's a mistake. What we need to be able to do is tie those impressions to outcomes, and that's what addressable advertising does. We can actually drive it to a household, and we can drive those households into a client's CDP, so we can actually see actual revenue, actual AOV, and things that really matter to the clients. So that's the piece of this that I believe is very different. And the thing is we can do it now and not real time, but near real time in time periods where we can make optimizations and at a minimum begin to remove things that are not effective. That's probably the most important.